an adorable new archetype, or a menace to this game like no other menace that ever was. There appears to be a recurring theme going on within this current game. I'm seeing the meta get progressively more broken over the formats. And looked at this supposed ban list, and it looks legit, and it looked like they were actually tackling the broken meta deck problem. But now, what happens is, with the return of the Duelist, the new pack, they come out with this new archetype. They are called Madolces, and they are broken, in my opinion, more broken than either Insectors, Dino Rabbit, or Windups ever were. And here's why. I mean, first of all, you got Windups. I mean, they had that loop thing going for them. It was almost impossible to beat them if they had the loop going. Then you have Dino Rabbit, and I honestly haven't played against any Dino Rabbit decks before. It might have been as popular, but not really as popular as Windup and Insectors. But I hear that deck was pretty broken too. And then, of course, you have Insectors with their constant. You could basically just keep destroying 5 cards per turn, or if you manage to recycle the monsters, which I think I could figure out how to do, you could theoretically pop more than 5 cards per turn with the Insector effects. So those three, with their broken effects, pale in comparison to the Madolces. Now, what did Madolces do? Well, they seem pretty harmless at first. Then you try to destroy them, and they reshuffle themselves back into the deck. It's ridiculous, because with Madolces, you have an infinite card deck unless you play a card like Macrocosmos, which forces them to remove themselves from play rather than sending them to the graveyard. So Macrocosmos is the only thing that could possibly get rid of this entire thing. I mean, well, that wind-up hand loop against Madolces would be useless, because when the Madolces hit the graveyard, go back to the hand. It's so broken. I don't get why Konami is doing this to this game. Maybe they're trying to shut it down by making us rage quit. I know I would rage quit, but I have a lot invested in this game at the moment. So, and Insectors, you'd be completely wasting their effects. Madolces would just shuffle themselves back into the hand, and then you could reuse them, reuse their deck thinning effects over and over again. And the thing is, with, like, for example, you get a high attack Xyz monster, maybe like Leviathan Dragon or Utopia. You can keep summoning those all day long, theoretically, with this deck. And what's that other card? Madolces Chateau. Madolces Chateau is my worst. Like, I hate that. Just made it 10 times worse, because when you play this card, those weak, innocent little Madolces cards instantly turn into these ferocious monsters with like 2,500 attack instantly. And there's nothing you could do about it except hope to pull a Heavy Storm or MST. Because Dark Hole certainly won't do anything. Dark Hole will just cause them to reshuffle themselves back into the hand. You'll only have to field clear for one turn, and then on their next turn they'll just go, fuck you. And that is the problem that I'm seeing with Madolces. This has got to be the most broken deck that has ever existed, and I mean, Konami must be trying to troll us, right? They're not going to let this deck stay around until March, you know. In March, this entire deck's going to be gone. Or at least I hope. Unless they have a new line of Madolce monsters, in which I'll say, why? Why do you do this, Konami? I mean, your game, it's fun. Fun game. Great. But why do you feel the need to make consecutively the most broken decks that have ever existed all in a row? I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. Madolces just plain broken, and you have to admit it. If you don't admit that these are broken, then when you play a Madolce deck, you're going to get trampled on, and then you're going to wonder why you ever thought they weren't broken. And that is my thoughts on Madolces.